In this video, we want to look at how to find where a function is increasing, decreasing, or constant given the graph of the function. You can see the graph on the right-hand side of your screen. It's going to be in blue, and we want to figure out, using that picture, where we have increasing, decreasing, or constant sections or intervals of that graph. Now, as you can see from the left-hand side, increasing means we're going uphill from left to right. It's very important that it's like reading a book from left to right. Decreasing is where you would be going downhill from left to right, and constant is where you would be flat. So what we want to do is we want to look at this graph, and what you can do is you can imagine yourself standing or walking along the graph, or driving a car along the graph, whichever way you want to look at it. So if you're standing on the graph, and if you're walking from left to right, if you're moving downhill, then that means that's going to be a decreasing section. If you're walking on a flat surface, that means that you're going to be a constant section. And if you're going uphill, that means it's an increasing section. So if you think of it that way, it's not too hard to break this up. And the only other thing to mention before we start working on the answers is the interval notation. We're going to break these intervals according to x values. So for instance, this first section where the little green man is, we're going to be going downhill from left to right, and that's going to be going on from negative infinity all the way to our x value of -4. So your x value right here is -4 where that dot is, and that's where a transition happens. So that's going to be a decreasing section. So we're going to go and write that down, negative infinity all the way to -4. And then the next thing that happens is it becomes constant. So if you imagine that you've already walked down to this second section, and you're standing there, well, now you're on flat ground. That's constant. That's nice and easy to walk on. And it's going to be constant all the way from the -4 all the way until you get to the x value of 2. And so we're going to write that interval under constant. So -4 all the way to 2. And then the final section, after you got done walking on the flat part, is you can imagine the man continuing to walk, man or woman, whichever. And here we're walking downhill again. So that's going to be another decreasing section. So it's going to be decreasing from 2 all the way to positive infinity. So we're going to go back to the decreasing area, and we're going to write a U. That means the union. That means we're combining these two sets. And then we're going to add the set for 2 all the way to infinity. And so for this particular example, there were no sections where we were going uphill or where we were increasing, so we don't have any interval answers for that. So just to review the answers, we were decreasing from negative infinity to -4, also from 2 to positive infinity, and we were constant from -4 to 2.